Earlier, you mentioned a couple resources like the Calm app and Headspace, and I'd love to ask, more in terms of if people have decided that they want to seek therapy right now, whether or not they maybe twofold. One is where can they start with trying to find a therapist, and also two, if someone isn't able to, maybe insurance doesn't pay for it or they don't have the financial means to cover it, what might be some resources that they could look into.
Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned the apps, John, and Calm and Headspace are the most commonly known and used.
Mhm.
I have a few others on my mind. Let's see if I can remember what they are that are really good. So, and you had mentioned actually DARE, right? DARE,
Mhm.
DARE
Yeah.
for anxiety and panic. Another called Rooted, ROTTD, and that's specific more for panic, for people that experience panic, which is a form of anxiety, of
Hmm.
course. If I'm remembering the name right, I think it's called Acupressure Heal Yourself. And that's more for relieving muscle tension and pain. It's for headaches, it's for indigestion, more the physiological effects of anxiety. An app called Sleep Time, which is obviously for sleep. An app called Colorfy. Colorfy, it's an adult coloring book. Actually sitting there using a virtual or a real coloring book does that mindfulness I mentioned of coming back to the present moment and focusing on one thing that's here and now, which is just simply what you're writing on, right? Because anxiety is leaving the present moment and going into an imagined future, right? So a coloring book and using that app, it was called Colorfy. Again, the book mentioned, The Mindful Way Through Anxiety, is a cheap way to do your own self-help at home. But as far as therapy, yeah, you can always Google in your area for therapists, maybe with a keyword of anxiety, stress, depression, relationships, and see what comes up. You can use psychologytoday.com. We typically see the magazine, but the website psychologytoday.com is a way to find therapists in your area. And then as far as lower cost therapies, I'm not sure what cities this is going into, but in Seattle here, we have a couple. We have the Open Path Collective, and we also have Mend Seattle. Both of those are lower cost. I think sessions are $50 to $75. Although if you reach out to therapists in the area, if you have health insurance, you might just have a copay that might be as low as $10 or $20, which might make therapy accessible for you. And even if you work with someone who isn't in your insurance network, sometimes we have good out-of-network coverage that allows therapy to still be affordable.